Hey there, I am Joe, your reliable AI-generated newscaster, and welcome to this Cybernews monthly security recap for December 2022. Holidays are usually a time of increased cyber attacks, so let's talk about cybersecurity. We start with a continuation of a previously talked story. If you remember, Medibank, an Australian-based health insurance company, revealed it had been hacked on October 13th. And while there were a few minor updates in this case, at the start of December, big news dropped. Medibank has refused to pay the ransom that the malicious actors asked for, so in retaliation, more and more personal Australian data was revealed to the dark web. The latest reveal: compressed files amounting to about 5 gigabytes of raw data. While we still don't verify whether all the stolen data was released, Medibank claims that this data is insufficient to commit bank fraud. The federal police earlier stated that the hackers compromised the details of almost 10 million current and former customers of Medibank. On December 13th, Uber suffered the second big cyber attack this year. We mentioned the September incident in our previous video. While in that case, malicious actors gained access to Uber's Slack, this time the attack was centered on third-party vendor activity. Since the company provides asset management and tracking services for Uber, hackers had access to Uber's employees' data. As security researchers have stated, the leaked data contains enough information, including email addresses and IT asset information, to conduct targeted phishing attacks on Uber employees. An Android app with over 5 million downloads left an open Firebase instance, exposing a trove of sensitive data that malicious actors could use to check specific users' browsing history. The app in question is Web Explorer Fast Internet. According to the Cybernews research team, while this accident left a lot of users' personal data, most of it was anonymized, meaning that the malicious actors would need to get more data to be able actually to learn certain users' personal data for malicious purposes. Our research team has tried to contact Web Explorer developers for comment, but sadly didn't get any response back. While the open Firebase instance was closed, there's still information coded to the client side, or secrets, in other words. Earlier in December, security provider Okta confirmed that its private GitHub code repositories were hacked. The company insists there was no impact on any customers. Okta provides authentication services and identity and access management solutions. The company stressed that the incident was only related to Okta Workforce Identity Cloud Code repositories. It didn't pertain to any customer identity cloud products. As soon as Okta learned of the possible suspicious access, the company placed temporary restrictions on access to Okta GitHub repositories and suspended all GitHub integrations with third-party applications, which is a praiseworthy thing on its own. In general, it's been a difficult year for Okta. In March 2022, the LastPass extortion group announced it had stolen sensitive data from Okta, including customer data, and published screenshots of the stolen data on its Telegram channel. This year was also terrible for LastPass, a popular password manager with over 25 million users. This is the second time a security incident has happened at LastPass. This time, an unauthorized party gained access to some customer account information like phone numbers, billing addresses, email addresses, and IP addresses. LastPass statements have left researchers worried. It says that while hackers mostly copied some simple data, like phone numbers and billing addresses, they were also able to copy a backup of customer vault data. This means that the threat actor theoretically now has access to all those passwords stored there. Of course, if the attacker can crack the stolen vaults. Social Blade, a popular data analytic tool for YouTube, issued a statement saying it had a breach on December 14th, while insisting no credit card data had been leaked. However, it said other personally identifying information, including email and IP addresses, were among the data offered for sale on the dark web. A Cybernews researcher believes that, based on a cursory analysis of the hacker's breach notification posted on December 12th, the threat actor might have used a commonplace attack method known as an SQL injection to carry out the attack, although at the time of writing, we were unable to prove this definitively. The Cybernews research team has been alerted that India's foreign ministry, Global Privacy Rishta portal, was leaking sensitive user data. Unfortunately, the tip proved accurate. The platform exposed usernames, surnames, country of residence, and email addresses in plain text, as well as occupation status, phone, and passport numbers. The leak was possible because of poor security measures, such as a lack of authentication methods. The data was exposed via the website's edit function, where manipulating the URL allowed anyone to access the edit details of any user on the site. In other words, it takes only one registered user to access all of them, since changing the user ID in the URL leads to another user's account. The Cybernews team has contacted the Ministry of External Affairs to inform it of the leak. We did not receive a reply, but several days later, the security issue was fixed. Lastly, a security researcher discovered a flaw in the Florida Department of Revenue system, which exposed over 700,000 customers, including their social security numbers, physical addresses, and bank account details, among other sensitive data. According to the researchers, the leak occurred due to a critical insecure direct object reference vulnerability, enabling an unauthorized party to view, change, and even delete the personal information of business owners. The agency quoted by other media apparently confirmed the issue, saying it was fixed within a couple of days following the disclosure, and all the affected filers were contacted. That's it for this Cybernews December recap. Did we miss anything? Or maybe you just want to discuss cybersecurity with us? Leave a comment down below. To stay current on late events and news, subscribe to the Cybernews YouTube channel. I'll see you all later.